Thank you once again for joining me for another edition of Cocktails and Convo. Last episode, we discussed the never-ending ladder of expectations that women of color are forced to climb, yet still have always found unequivocal ways to nurture not only this country, but the world itself. Today, I want us to continue on that path and discuss equity as a concept and equity as a goal. What America is and what America could be. And I believe that the best place to begin is the recent Democratic National Convention and the Republican National Convention. Let's take a look.
But right now, kids in this country are seeing what happens when we stop requiring empathy of one another. They're looking around wondering if we've been lying to them this whole time about who we are and what we truly value.
The one constitutional office elected by all of the people is the presidency. So at a minimum, we should expect a president to feel a sense of responsibility for the safety and welfare of all 330 million of us, regardless of what we look like, how we worship, who we love, how much money we have, or who we voted for.
She raised us to be proud, strong Black women. And she raised us to know and be proud of our Indian heritage. She taught us to put family first, the family you're born into and the family you choose. Family is my husband, Doug, who I met on a blind date set up by my best friend.
Ella Baker, a giant of the civil rights movement, left us with this wisdom: give people light, and they will find the way. Give people light. Those are words for our time. The current president has cloaked American darkness for much too long. Too much anger, too much fear, too much division.
Now today, my city is in shock. Murders, shootings, and violent crime are increasing at percentages unheard of in the past. We're seeing the return of rioting and looting.
Where just weeks ago you may have seen us defending our home as a mob of protesters descended on our neighborhood.
America is such a great country that not only do you have the right to own a gun and use it to defend yourself, but thousands of Americans will offer you free advice on how to use it. At least that's what we experienced. What you saw happen to us could just as easily happen to any of you who are watching from quiet neighborhoods around our country.
The heroes who held this fort took their stand for life, liberty, freedom, and the American flag. And those ideals have defined our nation. But they were hardly ever mentioned at last week's Democratic National Convention. Instead, Democrats spent 4 days attacking America.
In a new term as president, we will again build the greatest economy in history, quickly returning to full employment, soaring incomes, and record prosperity. We will defend America against all threats and protect America against all dangers. We will lead America into new frontiers of ambition and discovery, and we will reach for new heights of national achievement.
One offered an expansive, broad vision of what America ought to be, and the other was rooted in scarcity, fear, and disparity. One offered yes and, the other offered zero sum. One offered an inclusive, broad, and big tent vision, and the other an us versus them, an either or, a tribal mentality. Two Americas. Two very, very distinct views. Two very distinct Americas. Let's dig in a little bit. The Democratic Party, for example, wants us to hold law enforcement responsible for misconduct within law enforcement, while also holding the offender of the crime accountable as well. which to me makes perfect sense. I should be able to feel safe in my community, right? I should be able to feel safe in my home, but I should also feel safe when a police officer is giving me a ticket for a routine traffic violation. The Republicans, on the other hand, want us to actually choose between our rights as citizens and the rights of police to police with impunity. Now let's dig just a little bit deeper than that. One man, one father, one black man, while walking away from the police without a weapon, with his children in his car, catches 7 bullets in his back. 7 bullets in his back, which left him paralyzed. While a white 17-year-old man, brandishing a semi-automatic weapon after just killing 2 people, gets to not only walk past police peacefully, he interacts with them, drives back to his hometown of Chicago with his mother. This is not the America we want. This is not the America we deserve. This is not the America that is worthy of us. Plain and simple. The United States of America is far from united. We have 2 Americas. We have 2 New Yorks. We have 2 New York Cities. We have 2 justice systems, 2 policing systems, 2 healthcare systems, and 2 educational systems. What do we need to do to get to one fair, equity-based system that serves all of us? Ponder on that. And we'll be right back with our first guest.